I got asked the other day, what was the inspiration for the iManifold? How did it come about? And it really came from 13 years in the classroom. And it came from the fact that I was having students do check sheets every single day, and I was grading those check sheets. And I'm sitting here looking at the differences in every single check sheet that I saw come across my desk. And I'm sitting here thinking, how in the heck do these kids get all these different readings? How can we get all these different pressures, all these different temperatures, all these different superheats, all these different subcoolings, all these different airflows when everybody's using the same tools and making the same measurements? I mean, at first I'm thinking, well, obviously the students are young, they don't know what they're doing. And so I'm going out there in the lab and I'm doing work with them, and I'm really realizing very quickly, it's not the students, it's the tools we're using. And it's like, here I am teaching high school classes, and I'm going, why is it that we're in a lab setting, we're in a lab where conditions aren't changing rapidly, and we all have the same tools, we're all going through the same calibration procedures, yet we all can't get the same measurements, right? And it's just problems that are inherent with analog measurements and analog tools and analog measurement techniques. They are outdated, and they simply aren't appropriate anymore for our industry. It is time as an industry to change what we're doing, and the tools make all the difference in the world. It's no secret, if you guys know me for a while, my epiphany came when I worked for Testo. And Testo had some of the best temperature humidity instruments that were on the market, Testo 605H2. That instrument literally changed my career. And it changed my career because for the first time I was able to consistently get dry bulbs and wet bulbs to use in my calculations. For years we used the sling psychrometer to get wet bulb measurements, and I teach students, it had to have distilled water and this and that. Well, as soon as you stop spinning that sling psychrometer, the temperature reading starts to change. You simply cannot get an accurate reading. Its velocity across that changes the readings. And all the tools that we were using, K-type thermocouples, analog gauges, sling psychrometers, all these things were leading to a ton of total uncertainty in the measurements. And things that we wanted to do, formulas that we wanted to use to calculate total heat on an air conditioner, BTUs equals 4.5 times CFM times change in enthalpy. None of them worked. None of them could provide consistent results. And that was why the iManifold was born. It was born because we're sick of the status quo. We're sick of doing things the way that they've always been done, and we wanted a better way to do it. So we spent the time, the money, the effort to put the technology in place to do that. And there's nothing black box about the iManifold. It's grounded in science. Our psychometrics are ASHRAE fundamentals. The temperature pressure charts are industry standards. There's nothing in there that makes this technology a mystery to modern man. It does what it's supposed to do because we designed it with the same principles that industry designs equipment with. And that's what makes it work so well. And the beauty of the product is with the high-end sensor technology we're using, user after user after user is going to get precise measurements time and time again. So every technician that goes out is going to be using the same measurements. And to top it off, you take it one step further and learn about what we're doing called profiling and benchmarking, where we actually benchmark the performance of the operation and then adjust that benchmark based upon the current load conditions. You're going to find out also that when a technician goes out with the iManifold and pulls data out of the cloud, that they are baselined. In other words, the technician that came out and commissioned that piece of equipment originally benchmarked it and said, this is how it's supposed to operate. And when the next technician comes out, he is privy to all that information that's going to make him faster and more accurate on the job, because now there is no guessing how it's supposed to operate. He knows definitively how it's supposed to operate. And again, that was part of the big driving force behind why we wanted to make this product work the way that it does. If you haven't looked at the iManifold technology, there's no better time to do it than now. It will change the way you do business. This is Jim Bergman with the iManifold Group. Thanks a lot for watching.